You're listening to
Hot Sauce Sports with Mo Cohen, Peeze and Terry, and Terry Tien.
I now know that I'm on with a spy, depending on who's the captain of this ship. That's probably a bad thing if this podcast is supposed to go viral, isn't it?
Cordero Patterson like grabbing some shanks, gentlemen here, and he quote, and I quote, "I'm a grown man. I don't need nobody blank and blank in my balls, in my face."
In my teenage years, I'd get back from high school, I'd smash 2 pizza pockets. Carmelo Anthony never learned you can't live life just smashing pizza pockets.
Because he lost a double bet, what I did is I cut a jalapeno in half, and I filled it with hot sauce. So he's going to have to slurp this down.
Why you give me a fucking banana, dude? I'm not eating a banana. I'll rather piss in my mouth than eat this.
Okay, so there we go. Stop stalling. Let's go.
now. Here are your hosts, Mo, Terry, and Peeze.
Welcome everyone, you're listening to and perhaps watching Hot Sauce Sports. I am your host, Peeze Del Rees. I'm joined by my co-host, the furiously typing Terry Tan.
Yes, furiously.
How's it going? Are you typing too fast, or are you typing too furious? Furiously.
I want to leave.
Of course, in production is the Eagle at Master Control, and the return of him, Eagle, as well as Graphicist Duke.
But Duke,
What's up, boys?
I believe it's Supreme Graphics Commander.
missed
I'm
2
here.
episodes.
No,
No.
one. Just
No.
one, you idiot.
It
Just
felt,
one.
it felt like 2.
No, you missed last week because
No, I missed one episode.
you missed 2.
I did not. Go back.
All right.
I only missed
Oh
one.
no, you're right because I used your Andy Reid thing.
Yeah, we were talking about Andy Reid the week before.
Man, how much you love.
And Andy Reid always muffs up games whenever there's pressure.
But undefeated though. Actually, no, they lost.
No, they lost.
But
They
that was-
lost
So
because
there's
he
no
just-
pressure in that game.
That wasn't
he
his
was
fault,
so
though.
panicked. It was such a panic game.
That wasn't his fault though.
Yeah,
That
no
was
injured
the pure
quarterback.
Andy Reid panic game.
Also, the Colts
2 weeks
played
in a
very
row.
well.
2 weeks in a row.
Colts are a good team.
They're
2 weeks
They're
in a
doing
row.
the Colts are 3-2 with a backup quarterback.
What? I like Jacoby as a quarterback.
That's fine.
Oh,
he is the he was
He's also
slated
the
to be
backup,
the
yeah.
back. It's not like they planned.
He is the
for him to be the future, right?
replacement.
Exactly.
You go. Which option is the headphones?
Yes,
Which option is the headphones to lower?
all of them.
Volume,
My volume in my headphones. Which one is it?
All of them.
level phones.
Okay, that's the one.
But you have one for A, one for B, and one for overall.
But what's A? What's B?
A is your voice, B is the audio that's coming
Okay.
from the computer.
Go fuck yourself.
It's not like we've done this for 39 weeks.
Not to mention all the other podcasts.
Yeah.
Where we always use this equipment.
Yes.
So I had a terrible morning. I've been fighting with my ex-alarm company. They'll never be a sponsor. In fact, if they want to give us money, I'd tell them to go fuck
I bet you
themselves.
they are first money you take it.
Nope.
No.
They do this awful.
Okay.
Stanley Security.
Stanley's. See, never secure your home. One by a guy named Stanley.
Well, no, it was another company. I was with another company, Integral, that they bought out.
What happened? Tell us.
Oh my god! So
No one cares about the specifics. Tell us
So-
what happened.
I tried to cancel with them several times. They keep billing me even though I've canceled the service.
Okay. And you wrote an angry review. Let's
I
not.
wrote an angry
yeah.
review.
Okay.
Where I said I punctuated the review by saying you're better off throwing your money in a furnace every
Yes.
month because the furnace company will probably have better customer support than Stanley Security.
So what happened this morning?
So 4:30 in the morning, my alarm starts beeping, and I wake up, and then it took me half an hour to disassemble the alarm because that's the only way it would stop beeping. I removed the batteries; it was still beeping. I had to dismount it and remove the wiring,
Yeah.
so that it would stop beeping, so I can get to sleep.
Well, you can't sleep through a fucking couple beeps.
I was so it was
No,
good-
no,
it
it's
was
not a
good.
beep. It's a fire alarm.
It was-
He's calling it a beep. It's
It was
more
yeah,
than
it's the beep. It's not, but not
siren.
continuous.
It's a siren.
It's like a
siren.
beep that's emitted from your fire alarm continuously.
But
and
he has a really old one too.
It's the beep from hell.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. So, I was then up from about 5 till when it started getting ready to leave the house, 7:40 a.m.
You were up from 7:05.
From 5 because I couldn't sleep because I was irritated from having to disassemble an alarm.
Because you live in such a bad neighborhood.
No, I know, but that's the thing. That's why I hate it because I live in like this super nice neighborhood to begin with.
I'll tell you something about alarm companies, by the way. My alarm company rang the alarm Friday night at 9 p.m. while I was not there because who's home on a Friday night?
Why did ring?
And
the
then
alarm?
they were just saying we're
To
testing
be
the
fair,
alarm.
usually you.
So then you have to disassemble.
And the thing is that they called my in-laws because they're the emergency number because where I was, there was no reception.
Okay.
But my point is, why are you doing a security check on a Friday night?
leave me alone. Do it another time. No, like
At 9 o'clock,
9 p.m.
That's so
I'm
stupid.
certainly not home.
Yeah, I mean, logic. Not everybody understands it. Right?
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. They're all pretty awful. They and when we found out they were we were looking at reviews
Yeah.
and they were surprisingly positive.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started researching the Google accounts that had given positive reviews.
Yeah, it's all
and they all worked.
furniture.
They all worked for the parent company ADT. They all worked for ADT, or they worked for.
It's a good question. I don't even know who has my alarm.
You have no idea
It's
who has your-
alarm.com.
Alarm.com?
I got a phone.
That
I got a
sounds
phone
fake.
call. Legit.
That's a company. That is
Listen
a
how
company.
sketchy this is. I got a phone call. Some Italian guy. He's like, yeah, we got your name off a list. I'm like, so you're a telemarketer? He goes, not really. I work for an actual company that's selling this stuff. I said, okay. I'm like, what are you selling? He's like, alarm systems. I'm like, oh, perfect. I actually need one. How much? He's like, well, your first 6 months are free. Then it's $40 a month. I was like, I'm like, you guys do all the installation. He gives me this. He goes, yeah, he gives you all that. Done. A week later, guy shows up. Random guy shows up.
Yeah.
Sets up an alarm in my house. So
Yeah.
right now, I don't know if I'm paying some fucking guy's going to scam me in a couple years from now. But I have to disassemble stuff so I feel safer.
Yeah. As long as you feel safer, that's what really counts.
Because when I wake up middle of the night and he has his dick in my ass.
Okay, well, I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, you never know.
I would stay away from that ass, that's for sure.
Why? I have a nice one.
Yeah, and so
Eagle agrees.
you want to stay away from Terry's ass. You want to stay away from certain topics.
Yes.
We don't here though. Tots Sports. You got something to show us.
Yeah.
It's a video we haven't seen yet. We got to react to.
It literally just happened on our way to the podcast right now.
So
Donald Trump is responding to Steve Kerr.
But why? All right.
I want to see it though. Oh, there it is. I love this guy. He's classic. This guy, man.
Many years.
President, just to clear. Wrong to be putting pressure on the NBA, sir?
Well, the NBA is a different thing. I mean, I watch this guy, Steve Kerr, and he was like a little boy. He was so scared to be even answering the question. He couldn't answer the question. He was shaking. I don't know. I don't know. He didn't know how to answer the question. And yet he'll talk about the United States very badly. I watched Popovich, sort of the same thing, but he didn't look quite as scared, actually. But they talk badly about the United States, but when it talks about China, they don't want to say anything bad. I thought it was pretty sad, actually.
So are you okay?
It'll be very interesting. Excuse me?
Are you okay then?
Okay, so what I love about Donald Trump is how he ranks people. How he ranks you in order to get you kind of on his side. See what he did? So he's kind of intimidated by Popovich.
Yeah, he knows.
Popovich has called him out a lot, right? So I think that he's intimidated by him.
So Popovich was in the army.
Yeah.
His parents were military,
Yeah.
so he can't. His dad was in the military. So you can't really go after him for not being a patriot.
Yeah. So he's going after Steve Kerr, saying, yeah, he sucks at this. But then he's like, Popovich did too, but he didn't answer as badly. So he's ranking people. He does this all the time.
He's right about Steve Kerr, though.
Why is he right about Steve Kerr?
Steve Kerr has no problem talking about the United States, but when it comes to China, he just doesn't say anything.
Well, he doesn't have to talk about China. He's not Chinese.
He's not
he
Chinese.
doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't live
He's
there.
American.
No, he doesn't.
He can't own anything
his
there.
His response was just completely a no comment kind of stance. I guess that's where he feels.
Dude,
he
put
feels,
your
he feels
opinion
like this.
on Syria.
No comment.
No comment.
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
But he's usually
Nailed
very
it.
available when it comes to his opinion. But in this situation, he doesn't. He shies away.
Yeah,
But you know he has an opinion about it.
So I have a question. What is Steve Kerr's current employment?
Coach
Of
the Warriors.
right.
In
Not-
which-
and by
is
Warriors
that a
you mean
secret question? I don't
basketball
know.
team, not like American Warriors who are gonna take a stance on China. Right?
Like Ninja Warriors?
Not Ninja Warriors.
American Ninja Warrior.
But it's also a
So,
situation.
but the thing
But
is,
it's also a situation that's really prevalent in the NBA right now.
Okay,
you have people
but-
in the stands in the
and we'll
76ers
talk about
game
Daryl
that got-
Morey.
yeah.
We'll talk about Daryl Morey and his comments regarding China in a second. But before that,
I don't know what that is.
it's in the script, Harry.
I didn't read. I was on the golf course today. I didn't read the
I
script.
feel like that's your excuse for not working. I was playing.
I was
golf.
busy playing golf.
So he's an NBA coach.
Yeah.
So firstly, by the definition of his employment, he's not obliged to give any comments
No,
about
of
a foreign
course not.
country. Next, does he or not live in a country that guarantees him the freedom to express
say-
his opinion or not express his opinion?
Exactly.
It's just weak. It's weak.
I mean, but
What-
so
but
yes,
what-
and no.
okay,
It
but
feels
what would you
weak.
expect him to say?
But
Wait,
here's
what?
the thing. But then politicians
something.
say these guys need to stick to sports.
Yeah.
But then they have no problem talking about what's happening in
Yeah.
the NBA, the
Well,
NFL.
okay,
and so on
I
and so
want to
forth.
know what Duke. What would you want him to say?
No, I'm not saying I want him to say anything. I'm just saying that in this situation, what Trump is saying, I don't totally agree with what he's saying, but I do have to say that Steve Kerr comes off weak. He's always really open with his opinion about every subject possible,
Yeah.
especially United States.
Okay, so
But when he's confronted with a question that concerns the NBA right now, which is the relations with China, he no comments it. I just expected more, is what I'm saying.
So
maybe he's also told not to say anything.
Yeah, that's
Because
also
there's probably a bargaining agreement happening.
Yeah.
Now,
So-
why is Trump making comments about that and licking his lips like 50 times during that comment too?
You can tell Trump's lying or he's like looking for words when he goes like that, but he doesn't like close his mouth when he inhales.
he's got to tell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
exactly
that,
that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So it's to me, he's not obliged to say anything. And like again, I can understand someone wanting to talk, positively or negatively about their own country
Yeah.
before they're ready to talk about another.
You can't do that here. We don't have free speech here.
Well, no, it's
What?
No, actually,
you listen too much.
actually,
Joe
No,
Rogan.
they can't come after you.
There's a
They can, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone can come after you for slander.
no, but there's a
That's
rule.
slander.
It's not slander, by the way.
It's not slander.
It's not, but
We are-
why they
I don't know.
could.
I don't know specifics, but I know that the government can come after you.
So
if you
no,
say
I
something
think what
bad.
Terry's referring to is theoretically, anyone who is not Canadian, be they media or be they, let's say comedians or whatnot, during the time of a Canadian
got you.
election,
Yeah.
they are not allowed to speak ill of any of the parties. It's a law. It's Canadian law.
I'm talking about
so I
anyone
knew
with
about
a
that,
public-facing medium or whatever. it is,
Correct.
right?
So like, I can't go on Twitter and say something bad about Justin Trudeau. But
you
I
can,
did.
again, you can because they're not going to bother following
Yeah.
up. But in theory, and there's language that says specifically even we can persecute, although I don't know how you would do this, persecute people in another country speaking badly about one of the candidates
No.
during an election.
In Canada, it's Section 2.
There's got to be some clause here.
It's
that
No,
Section
it's called the
2.
Butthurt Law.
Listen.
Section 2 in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, it basically permits the government to enforce reasonable limits. Hate speech, obscenity, defamation are common categories that are restricted speech in Canada.
Okay. So also there was a comedian. The reason why I bring this up because I don't know what the law is exactly. He's a comedian from Montreal, actually, Mike Ward, who made a comment, a
I remember
joke
this.
about somebody who was physically handicapped, not knowing they were physically handicapped, and he had to pay the family like something like $50,000 or whatever it was, because the courts, the federal courts, whatever it is here in Canada, they came down and said no, he's
I
he's
still
wrong
remember
for what
that
he
joke
did. Yeah.
too. I thought it was
What
funny.
was I forgot what it was.
He basically, because he was supposed to, he had an illness or something. The kid was supposed to die
Yeah.
at like 13, 15
Yes,
or whatever.
yes.
He's like, but he's still alive. He's like 20 something and he's fucking ugly.
Something like that. Yeah, he's fucking yeah.
So he didn't know that was a law in Canada.
Yeah.
It was news to him, but now it'll be news for us. Looks like it that way.
We're just dragging. We're dragging.
Terry, it's the news. How's it going, buddy?
I hate you.
I know.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing it so much more each week just because of how much you hate it.
So I don't know any of the topics today. So
All right, so
surprise
I'll
me.
inform you as we go. Jay Gruden is out. He's fired in Washington.
Kidding.
The
He's
Washington
fired.
Redskins
I
have
don't know.
decided
R words.
the R words.
R words.
They have decided that
Are we really going to do that? Are we going to be the podcast, like every other podcast that calls them the Red Words? They're Redskins. That's what their name is.
I don't mind it. I like
Until it's
Redskins.
changed, they're called the
Is
Redskins.
there a synonym for skins we
refuse.
can use?
Okay, you just
Like
refuse.
flesh, like red flesh? Does that make it better?
Can we call them the
What are they supposed to change it to?
um
The Reds.
Anything
Find
else.
another word.
It's
Nothing
such a
wrong with
pathetic
Blackhawk.
franchise.
Nothing wrong with Blackhawks.
The Blackhawks.
There's nothing wrong.
McGill
with
changed
Blackhawks.
it.
They're not called the Red Men anymore. They're called the Men of Red. I forgot what they're called. What is it?
They were the red and
The-
they were suspending a name for 1 year until they found another one.
That's what it is. So they're the Marlets for the girls, and I don't know what they have for that. But the Red Men's not that bad.
It's not. It's not. No,
Red
it's not.
skin though.
That's pretty bad.
It's like
you're
saying
defining
it's
them
like
by
it's
the
like
color
calling
of
a
their skin.
basketball team black skin.
Do you remember when they tried
any
rebranding the
team.
logo into an arrow, and it just
Yeah.
didn't work?
For sure.
They had like that crimson color jersey.
Okay, but are the Cleveland Indians wrong in their names?
Yes. So like
Not
there's
because you know why? Because they're not Indian.
Well, is the first thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, the thing is that What's more the issue with Cleveland is the characterization, the caricature.
Oh, the
in
picture, the
Clowny
logo.
red- Clowny
That's why
red
they
face.
changed it.
But
They
so,
changed
like-
it to the C now.
So a guy was walking around the city at one point, maybe about 10 years ago,
Yes.
with a jersey that said the Caucasians,
Yeah.
and had like a caricature of a white guy.
He was a comedian.
And people were slamming him for being racist,
He's a comedian.
not recognizing the irony.
And it's
He was a
probably,
comedian, yeah.
it's probably in the same font as the Indian.
Yeah, it was exactly the
Yeah,
same.
yeah, I love that. I want to get that shirt.
We can call them the Washington Red Membranes.
Okay, why does Eagle have a mic again?
He controls the mute. That's the worst part.
What did you do? What did you do? Like
Synonyms of skin.
of skin?
The red epidermis.
The Redskins jersey, basically the ugliest fucking jersey in
Yeah.
all of sports, right?
I think that's the-
no.
The
Come
color,
on,
the color
Bengals?
scheme is nice.
The Bengals?
Really?
The Bengals?
I like the Bengals. I like the Bengal helmet.
That's the worst thing I've ever
It
seen.
was because like I first saw it in Tecmo football,
Yeah.
and I was like,
okay.
"That's the coolest
You know,
helmet."
when it came out, I was like, "Oh,
'Cause-
this is cool because it's like different than what we
Yeah.
usually saw."
Yeah.
But after like 2 seconds, I was like, "It's terrible."
Nah.
The orange there with the when they had the tiger stripes, the
Yeah.
Bengal stripes, terrible,
Yeah, that was the worst one.
horrible. Or the Phoenix Coyotes, the first
Oh, yeah.
jersey.
Awful.
Remember that?
Awful.
The Phantom of the Opera?
The abstract one? The one that's
Yeah.
like
It was
kind of
kind of
abstract?
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
It was black
that
with
one.
green, and then it had like. Oh, it was really bad.
Yeah, it was meant to look like the logo was meant to look more tribal, but like in
Yeah.
an abstract sense. It was very strange.
That team's fucked though, right? Like
Who?
Bill Callahan took over as interim coach. They're going to lose every game.
Well, so first of all, how bad? Like Jay Gruden, how bad do you have to be that a team that has no problem calling themselves a racial slur can fire you? Like you're the worst employee at a company that can't figure out we can't do this anymore.
So these tapes existed a long time ago. But this is
What are we
Well,
talking
so
about? Yeah.
this is
Jay-
another
Jay
thing.
Gruden.
This is so like Jay Gruden was fired specifically because the team has underperformed.
Also because he didn't give a shit anymore.
You put Haskins in
there
the
was-
worst possible moment.
There were months that people were saying there were players there were words from players in the locker room saying, "Yeah, there's shit that's going on here that does not happen in other franchises."
well,
They just-
perhaps
you're just
does
letting
this,
things go.
but does this happen in other franchises?
So
Why are you sitting on the floor, man?
There was a report last week that he had no work ethic. Ever.
Okay, stop this. I don't want to hear this guy.
Oh,
Eagle or it sounded like Eagle.
No, that was the video. So
I thought it was Eagle for a second too.
So nothing's wrong with what he did. It's just that.
Nah.
But this video is
Well,
old.
it depends.
This video is very old.
But it looks bad when you're okay with everything being lax in your locker room in general.
That's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he was winning,
So here's the thing, though. Also, how old are the girls in the video? Because it looks like a college party.
Yeah.
Old
is it
enough.
illegal?
I don't know.
It's not.
I don't know.
Nobody's in college at 17.
Uh,
Well, yeah,
that's
here,
illegal.
yes, because we only have grade 11. We don't have grade 12.
Good old US of A.
People actually, you might have a few 17-year-olds.
Yeah. Either way, not great optics, but whatever, man. He's just ripping a joint.
You know, when
Nothing wrong.
I know you guys were shitting on Alex Smith a while back, but before his injury, they were doing great. They were leading the division. It was they were 6-3.
Alex Smith is a good fucking quarterback.
I
Alex
thought he
Smith-
sucks. I thought Alex Smith sucks.
Alex
no.
Smith doesn't
Well,
suck.
I actually, when I was doing the edit, I re-listened to what we were saying. He didn't say he sucked. He was saying that Alex Smith wasn't great. He's never proven to be anything
Captain checkdown.
other than check down,
Yeah,
but a very good check down
What
quarterback.
Alex Smith did
Plus, you can
with Andy Reid, like he
He's
maxed out at a 12-2 record. Like that's as good as Alex Smith's ever gonna get, which is fine.
He's number one ranked check down quarterback.
What happened
in
to
the
him,
history
by
of the
way?
NFL?
Is he done?
No, he just
completely?
has torn ACL.
No, yeah. Didn't he break both legs or something?
He didn't break both legs.
Did he owe money to the mob?
I'm on
Is
it.
that-
Fuck, he lives in Washington, not New Jersey.
I mean, I'm sure you can make bets in Washington. Yeah. So Gruden's out.
Callahan's in.
Yeah, Bill Callahan, ex-Raiders coach.
This is weird.
Ex-Raiders incompetent coach. Bill Callahan.
This is weird because
The worst. I hate
Gruden's
him.
going to be going to the Raiders now.
Fucking hate Bill
Yeah.
Callahan. I always hated Bill Callahan. He was always the worst Raiders coach we ever had.
What's his name?
Okay, Archell was worse.
Archell was pretty bad.
The second time.
Did he have Hugh Jackson at one point?
But Hugh Jackson. We went 8-8.
Everyone's had Hugh Jackson.
We went 8-8 with Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I think
And
time
Jason
has
Campbell
shown
got
Hugh
injured.
Jackson is not a
Dennis
good coach.
Allen?
Dennis Allen was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Come on,
Defense
you've
was
had
better,
some bad
but-
coaches.
Now
You haven't had a good coach
I mean,
since Gruden.
Lane Kiffin when he kicked a 68-yard field goal.
We saw
or
it
what
live.
was?
We saw it live.
We were there live.
Lane Kiffin, the kicker.
No, Lane Kiffin would be a
I was
great
thinking
Kiffin
about
a
Shane
coach.
Leckler. I'm a doofus.
Shane
Leckler.
Leckler, yeah.
Yeah,
He's the punter. He never kicked a fucking field goal.
he probably did though. Google that.
Janikowski.
Yanikovsky. No, I was thinking about Shane Leckler because
He's a punter.
I know
Mhm.
because the name sounded the same.
All right.
Weed is legal here.
Yeah, thank God.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
That's
Browns
the name of
lose
the. That's the
again.
name of the kicker.
No, he's also not a baker.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I'm a baker right now.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
I can tell. Your focus is waning. Baker Mayfield, another rough outing for the Browns. There's a lot of hype surrounding them. I thought they'd be improved. I thought it would take a second for it all to work with all the pieces, but they look bad.
Are we live?
Yes,
Yeah, we're
we
live.
have been for about 20 minutes.
Live.
No, I mean, are we on Facebook Live?
Yes,
Like,
we're
we did
live.
that- we did that this week.
We're in the second segment.
What's wrong with you?
That Barcelona really hit me hard.
Cleveland was so bad on Monday. They lost by 28 points.
How bad
right?
were they?
266 yards
Did you watch the game?
outgained.
Yeah.
Both of those was worse than any of the losses that Hugh Jackson had. They've never lost that bad when Hugh Jackson was in charge.
Well, except they lost all the time when Hugh Jackson.
But imagine,
So, like,
that's
that
how
stat
bad
means-
they lost on Monday.
Yeah, but that stat means nothing. That's
They
like you
have-
had a bad game versus 2 bad years.
They have 2 wins. I don't think Hugh Jackson has a collective of 2 wins with
I
Cleveland.
think he has one. He had one win with Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough for Baker Mayfield because I feel as though he's hit his ceiling in a sense.
Oh, he hasn't.
No, I know, but hear me out.
He's
Hear
played
me
less
out.
than 20
Hear me
games
out.
in the
I
NFL.
will allow you guys to speak, and then I will tell you why you were wrong.
Okay, but just hear me out for a
Both,
second.
we're saying opposite things.
When
We both
you
get me wrong.
When you look at Lamar Jackson, for example,
Mhm.
I feel like there's more to his game than Baker Mayfield. I don't feel like Baker Mayfield can run fast enough. I don't think I feel Baker Mayfield, he gets frazzled really quickly. Like when you saw this game,
He has the
Nick
most.
Bosa was saying that they had a hard time like throwing over them. He seems like a short quarterback
Yes.
that gets frazzled, and that offensive line sucks.
Mayfield has the most I forget what the category is, but unnecessary pocket exits.
Yeah.
It's an unpressured pocket exit. He has the most unpressured pocket exits this season, more so than the guy even like Lamar Jackson.
So many weapons.
And the
How's
thing
it not
is,
working?
but I feel like is the offense then
And
called?
they-
For, is
they
is
get
it an
Kareem
offense
Hunt
created for
next
him, or is it Freddie Kitchens saying, "No, I know best. You have to learn my offense," which is I feel that's a myopic way of
No,
coaching.
because Freddie Kitchens came in and they did adjust their offensive play calling.
Oh, but they got out.
But it doesn't look that way.
based
They've
on
been
Mayfield.
outcoached every single game.
They're getting
and this game-
outcoached is the problem.
And this game against Kyle Shanahan, the play calling was like you're looking at Kyle Shanahan, perhaps like the next superstar coach.
He's been a
very
great
good.
offensive
Amazing.
play caller for years.
Amazing.
He took look how bad Atlanta has been
Yeah.
since he left as offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
They were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They had a gigantic lead on
even though he was kind
although
of,
those calls that he made.
even though he was kind of to blame for
Yeah, it was his fault.
Yeah.
Because he already had one foot out the door, perhaps. But
Well, he did. He was already signed with the
Yeah.
Niners for the next year.
but the thing is like he's already been
Yeah.
that good a coach. And Freddie Kitchens has not proven to me that he's done anything to put
He's
Baker
a lot- the thing
Mayfield in
about
the
Freddie-
opportunity to win games.
Freddie Kitchens is a locker room guy. But Baker Mayfield, so you said he
Yeah.
hits the ceiling. He's
I
hit
think he's hit his ceiling.
You said no.
That's insanity. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's hit his ceiling either. I think he's fucking
I think
good.
he's basically a backup. The
He
rest of
just
his life.
needs you're
Even
crazy.
if that's the case,
even if he's the caliber of a backup, he's still going to be a starter for the next 5 years after his current contract. So you're going to know about Baker
How's he going to
Mayfield.
be any better?
He's gonna be
never
there.
going to have weapons like he has now.
I think
After
look,
this,
okay,
it's
I don't
over.
think he's backup. I think
It's
best
also
case-
it takes people years to learn. Learn
By the
systems.
time he figures it out,
Yeah.
Nick Chubb is going to be already on his way out. Odell Beckham's going to have been already traded to another fucking team.
all we're asking for,
Landry Jones is
Landry Jones is
one
another
great-
team.
they're
Landry Jones,
they're 2 and 3.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like
Or
it's.
2
I'm
and
going to
4.
see this
What-
every week now.
No, they
2 and
played
3.
Monday.
They
yeah,
figured
so
him
2
out,
and 3.
and the rest of the season he's playing the Steelers again, playing Baltimore again. He's playing high-powered defenses.
Yeah.
The rest
So
of the way,
neither the
and they're going to
Steelers.
change this blueprint, and they're going to do the same thing.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Eagle.
Steelers
Neither the
almost lost to the
Steelers or
Bengals.
the Ravens have a good defense this season.
They both
Statistically,
do
the
not have good defense.
Bottom half
he
of the
will
league.
play. He will win against the Bengals. He'll look amazing for sure. But I don't know. I feel,
He probably won't look good against the Bengals, and he'll look good against those guys.
Chris-
That's what
The
it
Bengals
comes down
defense
to.
isn't good either this year, though.
The Bengals is
No.
legit the worst
That's what I'm
NFL
saying.
team
I feel-
I've ever seen.
I feel like that division used to be like this defensive
powerhouse division.
Every team in that division has a bad defense.
So
Yeah.
Jim Rome had a great quote. He said it's the battle. It was Tennessee versus Jacksonville Thursday night, and it's the battle of the 2 and 2 teams from the AFC South. He's like, I feel like the AFC South is perennially 2-2.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, like I feel
No. Two AFC South teams at 2-2 is the most AFC South thing he's ever heard.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, like we look at Baker Mayfield. To your point, you think he's a career backup. I think what's going to happen is, worst case, what he is Marcus Mariota. What he is Ryan Tannehill, a guy
He's
who's
just
6 or
super
7 years into
inaccurate.
the career. Like,
It's just because
is he good?
It's just because
is
he
he
talks.
is he good enough to be a starter?
It's because he talks so much, and he's an actually very flashy player. He's like a rah guy, hype guy. That there's always going to be a magnifying glass on him. Now that Sherman talks shit about him, it's even worse.
Which, by the way, there's video of him
of him
in the
shaking his
handshake
hand.
line shaking it.
there's
There was a
nothing.
quote
But,
from
Sherman
how
also
classic?
apologized,
How
though.
classic? No, he didn't apologize.
He did. He apologized.
he actually today he apologized.
No,
and
he
even-
apologized and he said, "Oh, whatever, man, get over it." Like,
No, I don't
No, I
know.
read the tweet.
He went on a Pat McAfee show and apologized.
Yeah, and actually Mayfield was had an interview too. And he's like, I know what I did. That's the one time the camera recording me has gone in my favor.
Seriously.
so yeah. So anyway, so he's just the type of guy that the camera's always going to be on him, always.
Look,
And
He
Colin
wants
Cowherd
the-
has created
he wants
a
the camera on him though.
Of
That's
course.
part of his whole
his first
brand.
his
Yeah,
first
of
season
course.
his first season
I
as a
don't
rookie
blame him.
QB
Yeah,
was
no, not at all.
fantastic. He threw 20 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, was great. But the issue is that when these defenses figure you out, especially in year 2, it's tough for you, especially if you don't have that. Like,
But a lot of quarterbacks have terrible sophomore
He's
years.
supposed
I
to
say
be
it
this
all the time.
extremely accurate quarterback, and he's missing wide open throws everywhere. He's
Cam Newton's MVP year came his third year. His second year, he was statistically one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. His rookie year, he was amazing. Sophomore years are huge. They're extremely
teams have had a
huge.
whole offseason to look at you.
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that
And
I
you
look
haven't
at-
adapted yet.
I look at the new generation of quarterbacks. For example, you look at Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson. Both of them, like their game is so wide open. There's so many different throws they can make that Baker can't make. And
Baker
these
makes-
guys,
Baker
these
can
guys
make a
have
lot
lesser
more
receivers than he does.
Baker
He
can make a lot more throws than those guys can.
Yeah, Baker's repertoire of throws is incredible. It's
Baker-
just not. It's not working. This
Not
season.
evident this season.
One of the major reasons why he was drafted first is because he could throw every ball, every route perfectly.
But if he has 2 bad seasons with the Browns, they're going to be looking for a new
But
quarterback.
he's not 2 bad seasons. He's
No, but I'm
he's
saying this
he's
bad
not
season-
even half a season bad.
Next season, if he doesn't progress whatsoever, they're already going to be because it's what Cleveland
I
does.
bet you they don't.
Cleveland gives up on people when there's potential.
They're gonna fire the coach. It's not gonna be Baker Mayfield. They
Name
have
the
more
last
invested in
Cleveland
the coach.
quarterback that had potential.
Hoyer?
The last Cleveland
Ryan
quarterback
Hoyer?
that had potential. Potential is
I'm on.
potential is like a draft
Tim
pick.
Couch?
Johnny Manziel.
No, but like we knew Johnny Manziel was going to transition. I said that night he got drafted. I was like, I don't understand how he throws off his back foot. He's small. He doesn't have any arm strength.
Yeah.
How is that going to progress into the NFL?
It won't.
And it didn't.
Next.
Next.
Wait, next name?
No, next topic.
Oh, okay. Troy Aikman, Hall of Blaze.
Colt McCoy.
Cole McCoy
Jason
did have,
Campbell,
but he wasn't.
Cody Kessler. Josh McCown. Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn.
Brady
Brady
Quinn
Quinn.
was
Yeah,
good.
Brady
Yeah.
Quinn. Yeah.
So fine, based on that one situation with Brady Quinn, where they gave him basically half a season and not really. Yeah.
What a good-looking guy Brady Quinn is.
Man.
Eagle, get the picture up. This is your hero, Terry Tam.
My hero?
This is a guy who brought all the Cowboys their glory. You've had all this time.
Yeah, instead of Pokemon. Fuck. There's no Pokemon today. How don't you know that?
Seriously.
They're undergoing maintenance. That's why.
How blazed.
Oh, I love this guy.
How blazed.
So I don't look like that, do I?
I feel we all kind of look like that. So,
Yeah,
but
that's
that's right. Troy Aikman, we got hope for you.
do the
Not
same-
come
do
on
the
Hot
same
Sauce
mouth.
Sports.
Not to
do
defend.
do the same mouth.
What are you doing? You're covering my face, Eagle.
Move it aside. Do it.
You gotta pretend the mic is like hanging here, right?
Yeah. There we go.
So not to defend him or anything, but he's always had like weirdly red, like veiny eyes. His entire like every time. It's the first thing I noticed about him. His eyes are really beady. So maybe he just has like allergies.
It's all the painkillers.
Yeah, I mean, or that. Maybe I think he just has allergies. But he's also, I wouldn't be surprised. He's fucking Troy Aikman. I'm sure he gets blasted.
Yeah, I can imagine so. At this point, just admit it. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
You're not being tested.
There's on Quora. I just did a little bit of research on Quora. There's a thread. Is Troy Aikman a big drinker, or does he just always have bloodshot eyes on TV?
Yeah, exactly. A big drinker. Yeah, that makes your eyes bloodshot.
I mean, if you're drinking while you're on air, then yes. Then yes, perhaps. Jalen Ramsey still making things difficult for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I find his holdout to be particularly interesting because he's still getting paid.
Yep.
He's the only one who's still getting paid.
What's wrong with this picture?
He's hanging out with Deshaun Watson for the game. They share an
And his
agent.
agent.
There's
okay.
there's nothing wrong with this picture in
he's
reality.
so he did nothing wrong, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So is that his agent?
The one in the middle is the agent. Yeah.
Okay. So that guy probably just like threw a party at his
Yeah.
house. Hey, Jalen.
Hey, wanna go to
Hey,
some-
Deshaun. Since you made me over millions of fucking dollars, why don't you come to my house and watch a basketball game?
Why don't we go to Game of Busters, bro?
Or watch the Cowboys get rinsed.
I think that
as they are watching.
I think that
to
picture
the
was
fucking
the picture
Packers.
was taken while the team was away, so he didn't travel with the team.
But
that was the issue.
He
Why
had to because
didn't-
they were playing Houston.
Who, look at the picture. Who the Cowboys playing in that picture, Eagle? Zoom in.
Oh, do you think that's the game in the back? That
It
would
is.
bring-
No, that's
sure.
Packers Cowboys.
Yeah, this was
Thursday.
Okay.
Sunday.
How sick would it be if he was doing that
was
while the
Sunday.
Jaguars were playing?
They're on a bye week, no? Or they played Thursday.
I don't fucking know.
They played Thursday. Jacksonville played Thursday.
Nobody's following the Jacksonville
remember.
Jaguars.
Did they play Thursday?
Maybe.
I feel like they played Thursday.
Why don't you want to talk about it, Minshew? By the way, you're
I
tired.
mean,
of
I
hearing
love
about him?
Minshew, but it's just played out.
They played on Sunday against the Panthers and lost 34-27.
Okay, what time?
He had a great game. Fuck.
That was the Sunday game.
So, unless that's a highlight, because he would be on the field, right? He didn't play this week.
He didn't play. Jalen Ramsey hasn't played.
That's
for
what we're
3
talking
weeks.
about.
Okay, so
That's what we're talking about.
We're
Terry.
saying that he didn't play.
Am I Troy Aikman in this?
Yeah.
So he didn't travel with the team. What if the party was held in Jacksonville?
But then Deshaun Watson wouldn't have been at his game.
But when did Deshaun Watson play?
Also Sunday.
This was taken in Houston, Texas, as you can see by the geotag on the picture.
So what game are they watching? They're watching a game that happened less than a week ago.
I think you're focusing on the wrong part of the picture.
So
No, but like we're trying to put a timestamp on this,
so
right?
what
There's
happened is Jalen
timestamp.
Ramsey on Sunday during the game, during the Dallas game.
Which was at 4:30.
Yeah. So after Deshaun's game, they all went to Dave and Buster's,
So did they play each other?
and watched the game.
They played. So who did the Texans play? Who did the Texans play?
The Texans played the Falcons and won 53-32
Where?
in Texas, in Houston.
Will
Where's-
Fuller had like
this
50
picture's
points.
geotag.
And Jalen was in Jacksonville.
No, he was in Houston.
He was in Houston.
Why are you so confused by this concept?
He was not with his team.
Houston.
He's got a bad back, so
I
he didn't dress.
just realized.
So
what
went
was
to
going on.
Houston, and apparently went to Dave and Buster's with.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And this is in
Yeah.
the third quarter, so this is probably
Nobody's
around
saying
like
6:30,
6:30 or
yeah.
so.
Nobody's saying there's anything wrong with it.
Why are people freaking out? Why is it a topic?
Well, it's topic because Jalen Ramsey has not reported to the team. He has a back issue that's keeping him out of playing. But we all know it's really just the contract dispute. He wants to be traded.
Well, yeah, he's kind of. He
And
should
so-
be traded. I think.
so
I
he's
think
with his
Jacksonville
agent?
would be better if they trade him.
Sorry.
I think they would be better if they trade him.
Well,
'Cause you would
there's
get a
there's
lot.
no point in hanging on to players that don't want to stay.
Also, you would get a lot. In return
Well, they were apparently they've reportedly turned down 2 first-round picks.
from the Eagles, yeah.
Yeah,
Which is really stupid, by the way.
that's insane.
absolutely.
That's a
stupid.
lot of value for a corner.
And to me, that's fireable offense if you're a GM.
If you
you're
refuse that
just
trade.
refusing that. And I
you
understand
just
that.
hate Coughlin.
No, not that I hate Coughlin. I feel like you're putting the team in a really disadvantageous position. Like you're super old. You're not going to be there forever. You're basically like being stubborn about a player that doesn't want to play on your team when you can bring in 2 guys that potentially would be like these dynasty players. And you're just saying, no, fuck that. I don't want them because I want to just stand my ground for no reason. Jalen Ramsey's not going to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars moving forward. So why stomp your feet? He's going to be a free agent. It doesn't make sense not
But
to take
but
that deal.
I love.
Do you think Joe Sakic was a bad GM for holding on to Matt Duchene for that long?
It's a different sport, not the same
Why
value.
is not the same?
What?
No, I'm saying that two
Well, I think-
first-round NFL picks can
But did Matt
potentially
Duchene play?
That's
That's the difference.
You're right
Jalen
about that.
Ramsey's not playing.
You're right about that. 2 first-round picks
In
can
the NFL.
can change your entire franchise.
Your entire franchise.
Where 2 first-round picks in the NHL,
They might be the minors.
yeah, they
for
might
like
be
a couple of years.
For a couple of
Yeah.
years. You'll
So-
see them in 3 years.
But also,
but Tom
again,
Coughlin doesn't
Matt
care
Duchene
about the
was
future.
playing.
Yeah. No,
This
but
is the same.
But you would get traded for 2 first-round picks. The immediate value you'd get from the first-round picks in the Eagles
Yeah,
is
but
a lot
I'm
more than
saying
you would
Eagles
get for the
example
Avalanche.
isn't the same because Jalen Ramsey is not contributing to the team. You're still paying him to
okay,
not
okay.
contribute to the team.
It just feels like an old man move for the sake of
showing who's boss.
Showing who's boss to the rest of the
When
rest
in
of the team.
reality, you're not boss because we're not coming to watch the GM. We're coming to watch the talent on the field.
Yeah.
It's
So you're not going to keep that job if there's no talent on the field.
And it sucks. And I'm not agreeing with what Jalen Ramsey's doing. I just think it's
I think it's
stupid.
genius. I just think it's
stupid
the best
to
way
keep
to do it
around.
because he's not sacrificing anything. He's saying he's got a bad back, which is hard to disprove.
I mean,
he
the
said
way
he had a
he's-
flu that doesn't always show symptoms that can be detected.
Yeah, and I'm sure he has
he said paternity leave. You want to cause the HR mess by saying no, you can't take your paternity leave for a week. You're going to show up and play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that's collectively bargained. I'm sure there actually is, like in their health plan or whatever, their employment plan, they probably have guaranteed paternity because they're unionized employees, but no player ever takes it because it's the NFL. And Jalen Ramsey's like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to stay. And I'm also not going to let you not pay me.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
It's the best way to do it.
Fucking Coughlin.
Best way to do it. Zay Jones changes teams. He's now with the Oakland Raiders.
Whoop whoop.
How do you feel about that? As a Raider?
I have no idea who this guy is, but I fucking love him.
No clue who
Zay
he is.
Jones was
Fucking love
great
him.
in college.
All I remember from this guy is last year he did like a backwards flip and everyone was freaking out about it. And then I didn't hear about this guy the rest of the season. So I was watching replays of this guy all day. He looks incredible.
He's a very good player.
In college, he was insane. He still holds a whole bunch of records for like amount of receptions and whatever. It's like
Where'd he
it was
go?
like video game numbers.
Where'd he go?
Was it Eastern Michigan?
On it.
Zay Jones, or Eastern Carolina. I believe it was Eastern Carolina. He was an absolute menace in college, but in the NFL,
Yeah, he did set career records in his college. I remember reading that. And
Yeah.
he went to East Carolina.
Yeah.
Second round pick.
And so that's the thing. Is
37.
it was a second round pick. It was a high pick. He's something who never fit in with Buffalo. Never fit in.
Born in
Just
Dallas.
hasn't been productive. But
6'2".
given that Tyrell
200
Williams
pounds.
has not been producing the way that the Raiders expected him to,
First team All American.
and they don't have Antonio Brown as they
First team
expected
All
to.
ACC.
Zay Jones
Zay Jones.
is a good fit for the team.
Yeah, I think so.
They need something other than Waller.
They need something other than Waller. They need.
They got the best duo tight end situation in the league.
That's pretty
LSU rookie Foster Moreau.
Oh yeah, and they could have had Luke Wilson, who's playing with the Seahawks again.
Yeah. They're
And
just
he
stacked.
starts.
They're stacked at that position.
He starts.
They're stacked.
I was surprised he didn't make the team. He's good, Luke Wilson. Anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
good for the Raiders. They made a nice pickup.
I think it's a good idea.
They looked good last week.
Fuck Antonio Brown. By
They're
the
on the
way.
app. Oh, can you get me the John Gruden the post game speech?
I'm on it.
I want to break down the whole thing. Okay.
Okay.
How long is this
Eagle
thing?
on
It's like a
site
minute.
too.
It's like
No,
35.
it's
Because
short,
usually they
short.
talk for 45 minutes after.
No,
Super
it's
short,
very
super
quick.
short.
You didn't see him freak out in the locker room after?
No.
Oh, it's good. So show Peeze.
Okay. Eagles coming.
It's like a 25-second clip. I want to break down what NFL coaches do with their hands.
Hey, listen, I don't have a disco in here. I don't have a disco. Well, let's all start dancing.
Well, that's a, I like that. That's a double cock shape.
Man, I'm 56 years old. That's the most fun I've ever had tonight, man. I am so proud of you. You have no idea. I mean, we've been through a roller coaster already, but what you proved today is one thing. You can beat anybody, anywhere, on any time zone. You got we're going to have a great flight home. We have some injuries. I want everybody to have a great bye week. You have the whole week off.
So what? They're gonna come back and lose.
They're playing against the Packers when they come back.
Yeah, they're gonna come.
You don't
back
give
and
a fucking week off
Love
to the
y'all, man,
Packers.
so much. Now let's get home.
Okay, cut it.
Went on.
Let's
wanna hear
get
any
home.
Jesus stuff. So what football coaches do with their hands is very funny. They never fully close their fist or when they talk.
It's true.
It's always like kind of bent. So if you saw Gruden, is this my camera? Yeah. Okay. So he went, anybody like this, anybody, anywhere, any fucking time zone. But he never like closes his hand. Like I always find it's always like half open.
And even like his dance move, he
I'll
was
tell
just,
you what, man.
He was shaking a double cock.
Yeah, he went like
He
that.
didn't double fist.
He was like
He's double cock.
But do they really get the week off?
That's a GIF
they
right
probably-
there.
do it. That's what I did. I want
They
it.
do need the time off though because that road trip they're on is insane. They're not going to be. They're home now, but
they'll lose against the Packers when they come
they're
back.
playing the Packers, and then I think they're playing the Houston Texans.
So
That's
I
fucked
like
up.
what the Raiders are doing. I really do.
They're totally an 8-8 team, by the way. this
They are
season.
native, but everybody kind of knew it.
The
right?
problem is Like
No,
just-
not everyone knew it.
it's-
Everyone thought they were going to be terrible this season.
No, I
No,
say
I
I
thought-
said 8 and
I
8.
think
No,
on
you
the
guys-
show,
I
you
actually
guys,
said 9 and 7.
You guys,
Yeah.
but not ESPN, Bleacher Report.
Oh, so the people
Yahoo.
that don't matter.
They're obviously not as good as us. Adam Silver has been in support of his players often, coaches often. He was. We have a clip of him here supporting Daryl Morey and his tweets, which we'll have Duke if you can pull up the tweet also.
I don't even see Daryl Morey's tweets.
Well, Duke will pull it up for you.
Thank you, Duke.
We're filibustering. You didn't have to say that. We're buying time for you by playing the video. That's how the show works.
Filibusters. I only learned about that when Charlie learned about it on It's Always Sunny in
Values
Philadelphia.
of the NBA are to support freedom of expression, and certainly freedom of expression
Dude looks
by
like a
members
fucking
of the
pencil
NBA
eraser.
community. And in this case, Daryl Morey, as the general manager of the Houston Rockets, enjoys that right as one of our employees. What I also tried to suggest is I understand that there are consequences from that exercise of in essence, his freedom of speech. And, you know, we will have to live with those consequences. It's my hope that for our Chinese fans and our partners in China, they will see those remarks in the context of now a 3-decade, if not longer, relationship. We
What are the tweets?
are not apologizing for Daryl exercising his freedom of expression. I regret
Oh, it's
again,
'cause of the
having
riots in Hong Kong?
communicated directly with many friends in China that so many people are upset, including millions and millions of our fans.
But what happened
I
to
mean,
Daryl
at
Morey? He
the
got
end
fired?
Of the day,
No,
you know,
he posted a screenshot.
we come
of
with
a
basketball
logo of
as
a
an
fight
opportunity
for freedom
to
Yeah, no, I
with
see
Hong
that,
Kong.
yeah.
sell dreams, sell hopes.
Oh, but so people
that
wanted him to get fired?
Yep.
You know,
Who?
increasingly focus on
Well, China, for
physical
one.
fitness,
But it's also
mental
the
health.
owner of
Look
the-
more
and to
guilty.
the extent that
The-
we are
what- the
causing
owner- the
disruption
owner of the
in
Rockets.
people's lives.
Tillman Fertitta, dude from the UFC.
Yeah.
So he, previous to this happening, was saying that they don't want to get into these kind of discussions. And then-
Why would it? Why would they? They don't live there.
So Morey was denounced by the Chinese consulate in Houston, and by the owner of his team as well. Was forced to delete his tweet. The Chinese Basketball Association announced that it was suspending all
why
cooperation
was
with
he
the Rockets.
forced to delete his tweet?
Because the NBA
Censorship.
has
He lives here.
yeah, but the NBA has a partnership with
And the Houston
in China.
Rockets are an extremely popular team in China specifically.
And there's shoe brands that are pulling out of
Now,
NBA too.
I don't agree with it. I think you should be able to say what he wants because freedom.
There was actually an incident that
losing.
happened a few days ago with Blizzard Entertainment, a video game company. There was a tournament that happened in, I think it was Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken. The winner happened to be of Hong Kong descent. And when they did the interview afterwards, he put on a gas mask and basically said, liberate Hong Kong forever.
Wow.
This guy got banned for a year. He can't play in the tournaments anymore. So basically, you're a professional gamer. You
Yeah.
can't do your job. All the prize money he's won this year has been revoked.
But he can
And-
live here and do that. No.
Well, no, he can't play the game anymore. He's not allowed to play professionally. And on top of that, the people who were running the interview and everything are also fired and never going to do events ever again.
Because they showed it.
Because they showed it. And then they deleted the recording on Twitch. They did a whole bunch of stuff. It's gotten pretty bad, this whole censorship versus American corporations with Chinese investments. It's starting to get there.
It's all because of Trump.
The fact is that there's a lot of investment in China, and there's a lot of corporations that exist within China. And when you have the NBA that has a vested interest in China, you don't want your GMs or anyone else coming out saying things that might potentially cause issues. But this is what Eagle's saying, is that there's this issue right now where you have these giant corporations that have vested interests, but it also gets in the way of people that have the freedom to say what they want to fucking
It's also
say.
we're used to a freedom to live with a certain freedom that we think it's crazy for another country to not have that same freedom when they're completely used to it.
Right, but then I think the message of a league or a company or whatever happens to be that has all these values of respect and dignity and all the other things will basically, shove them in the ground and basically make them go away for a quick buck.
But so then, Terry, famously, when in a similar situation, an NFL player by the name of Colin Kaepernick sacrificed his career and earnings and was being censored against his protest. And The reason why I call it censorship is Luke Falk is still a starting is the starting quarterback for the last 2 weeks for the Jets, and my God, that has looked like trash.
Who's starting for Steelers, by the way?
Oh my God! Did you see that? That fucking Mason Rudolph hit.
It didn't look like anything.
Why was
except
he
for
being-
while he's in the air?
Why was he
already
being
out.
carried off the fucking field? I don't understand. He
Because
should
a
be on
$1 billion
stretcher.
corporation
He
can't
was-
afford
he-
carts.
He was knocked
That
out.
work.
He had no.
Yeah, the cart broke. The cart broke.
Yeah, you can't
No.
have one that works.
How the fuck does the cart broke?
You don't have two? You
I
only have
just-
one.
Yeah,
you
they
have
only have
one
one.
cart on the entire field.
I mean, look, one day the NFL will be a multi-billion-dollar
How about this?
organization that can
How
afford
about
a second
all of us
cart.
go to the store right now, and all our listeners, we all go buy a can of ketchup, like a bottle of ketchup, and they use the money and buy another fucking cart for the field.
Oh, Heinz.
How weird!
That's how he got there.
How weird was it to see Mason Rudolph being carried off the field, but his face mask was
It was
off?
off, yeah.
So it was. I
No, he
don't
wasn't-
want to laugh, but
he wasn't answering. He wasn't answering, and he was knocked out. He had no idea where he was.
he looked like a Charlie.
He got
Brown
knocked out before he hit the
character.
ground.
He had no idea where
It
he
was
was.
Charlie Brown all over again.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's almost like you could see like the little Z's like
leather
pucker on
heads.
his head.
So what
Anyway,
we're saying is Kaepernick needs to protest Hong Kong, and that'll improve his standing in the world.
To Terry. Just specifically to Terry.
Do you
I
think
mean,
our
yeah.
podcast would exist in China?
No.
I'm probably gonna have to like blacklist us from China for this episode.
You're fucking probably
Not
not
for real,
allowed in China.
yeah.
So-
we have to.
So the difference, I guess, with Kaepernick, with this guy Daryl Morey, is that he stood for kind of the same thing. He did want. He thought this. What I'm gonna do is.
He
right.
thought his cause was important enough to
Yeah, and
to
so
risk the relationship between the
Absolutely, yeah.
Rockets and China.
And Colin Kaepernick wasn't gonna get that money anyway
Correct.
because he sucks.
Get Luke Falk.
Yeah, I mean,
Younger
though.
Another guy who sucks but still consistently seems to get work. Sexy Rex Ryan.
Excuse me.
He's campaigning specifically for the Washington Redskins job. There is a video though, Eagle, isn't there? I thought
Rex
video.
Ryan.
yeah.
I'm on it though.
Didn't he come back?
Did you
and
get that
say-
video, Eagle?
Didn't
I'm
he,
on it, I'm on
didn't
it, I'm
he
on it.
rebuttal to Baker Mayfield and say like he doesn't need to coach or something like that, and now he wants the job?
Yeah. But it's the most Rex Ryan thing ever.
It's the most Rex Ryan thing ever. That and letting your
I
wife
mean,
get a tattoo of your quarterback on her arm.
The only thing I'm sad about is that
Oh, no, his-
the Browns and Redskins played in the preseason but don't have a game scheduled for the rest of the year because that would have been fun.
Yeah.
He has a tattoo of his wife wearing a Sanchez jersey.
Yeah, that makes you cuck.
That makes you
Like she's obviously plowing Mark Sanchez.
I mean, who wouldn't? The guy's
Yeah.
beautiful.
He's a beautiful man.
He's not as good looking as Jimmy Garoppolo.
Not to mention the butt fumble.
I will say that, the butt
Yeah.
fumble. Jimmy Garoppolo, man, that guy is one good looking mother.
He is. So we don't have a video, so we
Yeah, we're just
move
gonna
on to
talk
next.
about
I
it.
ain't got
Do you
shit.
remember in the
You
offseason
you
when he
shared
was
the
dating
video to
porn
begin
star?
with, Eagle.
The what?
Do you remember in the offseason when Garoppolo was dating the porn star and it was a big deal and he had to like dump her?
Well, I think he banged her. He probably they probably
no, but
saw
like he
each other
started
out.
he started going out more frequently with her, and then the coach was like, "No, this can't happen.
Why?
Can't. It's too much of a distraction. We can't have hoes in the
fucking-
league."
It's crazy.
They literally said no hoes in the league.
Yeah, I can picture Kyle Shanahan saying that. He seems like a guy who would say no host.
He reminds me of Steve Carell when he says hose on.
Do you think Rex Ryan would be a good coach again in the NFL?
No,
No,
absolutely
he
not.
never was a good coach in the NFL.
He
Why
got
would
the
it
Jets
change?
to the playoffs.
He
He
had
got him
one
to the
very good year with a very
Want
good
that job.
I'm just saying, look, of course, everybody, I would take it. But anyway, I would say this, guys,
There you
here's
go,
the
Dan.
deal. People are going to be lined up for this job.
Really?
They absolutely will.
He says he would take it.
It's a level
anybody
playing
want that
field.
job?
I'm just saying, look, of course, everybody.
But
I would
taking
take
it,
but
taking that
anyway.
job
I
is
love
also
that man.
taking it from Dan Snyder because he still builds that team and it's awful. Him and Bruce Allen are an awful ownership group.
I mean, I still
Or
don't understand
manager
how Bruce Allen is still in charge of that team. It's the weirdest thing.
I mean, you have players who aren't in the contract dispute who are holding out in Trent Williams.
You have employees leaving,
Yeah.
employees quitting,
Yeah.
quitting their jobs, like these high-profile jobs quitting. They see no future there.
It's a bad situation. It's
And
bad
it
si-
also
I don't
fucking
think
takes
Rex.
forever to get there because the Washington traffic is horrendous.
I think Rex Ryan. I mean, he wouldn't be any worse, but it would be more of the same. It's just getting a name of a guy who's familiar. Oh, we'll hire a Gruden. Oh, we'll hire a Ryan, and hope for the best. And it's look. I mean, do it. It's the most Redskins thing ever. Go for it. Kyle Lowry returns to the Raptors, and it's more of the same for the Toronto Raptors.
What do you mean returns?
Well, he's returning in that he signed an extension,
Oh,
$31
okay.
million.
Okay.
I feel like this show
Well
is
deserved.
I feel like this show is basically telling you what happened in like, the last 24
But I told
hours.
you I didn't know.
So he said an extension.
I didn't look at any of.
We're gonna call this show Wake Up Terry.
Yeah.
Blaze up, Terry.
Blaze down, Terry.
For the Raptors, though, like I feel it was awesome to get the championship. It was awesome to what Kawhi Leonard did for the franchise, sort of put the franchise on the map. But in like one off season, it just becomes the same Raptors that there was, but slightly worse because there's no DeMar DeRozan.
No, but I mean they also have like OG's coming back.
DeMar DeRozan.
No, he's saying that. No,
they traded him to get
Kawhi
Leonard.
I know that. Why are you saying?
So now they don't have
saying
DeMar
that
and they don't have Kawhi
Leonard.
No,
Leonard.
they didn't have Marc Gasol. They didn't have.
That's what he's saying. He's saying they're
See,
going
I'm
to
saying
be
that
what
all
that
those
team was
pieces,
before.
other than Siakam,
Yeah.
all the pieces like the Marc Gasols look a lot better because he's there with Kawhi Leonard last season. Just like OG Anunoby looks good because again you have a superstar.
OG's going to be really good.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
They'll be okay. They'll be okay.
Yes, but
They'll
they
be
were okay before Kawhi Leonard got there. Is my point.
The East is still super weak.
Let's see how many of those Raptors fans are still Raptors fans when they're 7th place in the
So I
East.
forgot you have this vendetta against them.
No, against the fans. I don't care about the
fans,
Raptors.
Duke, it's time for rapid fire. Wrapping it up.
Eagle's getting excited because he can go home and play Pokemon.
All right, first
This is a
target.
mobile game. Could you play it?
Eagle, you're gonna need this when you play Pokemon. Give me. You're gonna need this.
Props. Toilet paper is what he's doing.
All right.
Why
so
would
you
I
can
need
wipe
toilet
your
paper?
jizz off your remote control when you
First
play
up.
Pokemon.
Makes sense.
But why would I use TP?
We need an opening sound for this segment, by the way.
Rapid fire.
All right, like a virgin. Tyler Lockett admits to being a virgin on the Adam Schefter podcast
I don't believe
after the
a
release of
word.
his new book of poetry.
I don't believe a word that guy just said.
Those poems, and forgive me for asking, that you're a virgin. You're 27 years old and you are a virgin. Is that accurate?
I mean, he's just
Yeah,
27.
I'm waiting till I get married. That's something that I wanted to be able to do, and that's something that I'm staying true to and committed to.
Okay.
Is that a difficult thing to do to avoid that temptation?
I have a girlfriend, and so she understands what I'm about, and she
So
loves
she can
God
go
as
fuck
well, and
everybody else?
she's cool with being able
but
to
I mean,
wait until
what
marriage.
does he think
And so for
being
me,
virgin is, though?
as long as somebody understands what they're getting themselves into and they
He knows
respect
it.
it,
I think he knows
then that's
it
what
means
really
it.
matters. And I think that this is a healthier way for
Second
me
base
to be able to
still-
go
is still
about
being a
that.
Are you still a virgin?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, so you're saying does he know that?
So when do
being a
you
virgin-
think you lost your virginity?
Okay, no, check this out.
Were you riding a horse?
When I saw this on the script,
14.
okay.
I was 14.
When I was a teenager, okay, there, you know how when you're not a teenager. I'm when I was like a kid in elementary school, whatever.
Wait.
There was this rumor that if you just keep jerking off, it de-virginizes you. By just
How many times did you cry?
going at it.
How many kids did you kill?
I don't know. I mean, it's just saying if you kept cranking it, basically you break the seal. That was what the rumor was back in the day.
So you believe?
Did you crank it so much you basically started the Industrial
Guys.
Revolution? Or?
This was before fucking Google, so
Yeah, that's true.
This is before
That's
Google.
true.
Yeah, you had to go to an encyclopedia at the library.
Like
Yeah.
under M, masturbation.
I mean, so you
Does
don't
it kill babies?
you don't think it's true?
Okay, so I do think it's true. This is why, because the same thing with that Bachelor guy. He played in the NFL, Colton.
Yeah.
Colton.
So he played in the NFL and he was a virgin, and he was a virgin like he was out in public as a virgin for like 3 years. Okay, well 3 seasons, so 2 years almost. Somebody would have come out and said, "No, I fucked him."
Yeah.
Somebody.
Maybe he's a born again virgin.
I mean, he did play at Kansas State, so it's not like it's a party school.
I don't know if it is or not, but it's also in Kansas.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Rage
only-
room.
There's only drinking.
Rage
Only
room.
drinking
Rage room.
drugs.
Rage room. The Philadelphia Flyers have added a room in their facility where fans can take out their frustrations by smashing things.
I love that. Such a Flyers thing. That is the most Flyers thing I've ever seen in my life. And I you know what? You guys know how much I love Gritty.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I love what the Flyers are doing this year.
Yeah, it's honestly it's they're trying to they're poking fun
They're
at
such a
their
good
own
team.
fan base. They're having fun with the mascot. I think it's pretty genius. Look,
This guy.
plus my guess is they're selling tickets to this rage room. So it's like-
Absolutely.
it's
This guy right here, Gritty,
Yeah,
is the best.
that was your point. Gritty's
Yeah,
the best.
he's the best. There's nobody better than Gritty.
Buzzer. Pay attention. Eagle.
Do you even lift, bro? Ryan Reeves did not pass up the chance to chirp Evander Kane. Let's watch the clip.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's what I was getting ready for.
Let's watch
Oh,
the clip.
God forbid, Eagle.
God forbid you produce the show.
Gemini
Or
Man,
at least
6.9
communicate to
review.
me that you need me to talk. Like, do anything, basically.
Did you guys watch the Joker yet?
No,
Not yet.
I want to see it though.
Gotta fucking watch it,
But I
man.
want to get blasted.
Also,
with
Gemini
it.
Man, 6.9 review. Not good.
No, I look stupid.
Poor Evander. Poor Evander. So tragic. I wish he was on the ice. It's always more fun when he's on the ice.
Do you think that there's any legitimacy to what he said about being treated differently than other players?
No, I don't really know. I don't understand why you would say that.
I think just the way the ref tried to break things up and ended up taking him down, he felt like he was victimized. So.
Well, yeah, he's weak. Gets taken down by a ref. It happens.
I would love to have Ryan Reeves on the show.
Yeah, it's
I
awesome.
think he's like my number one guy.
I love that. I love that he's just not afraid in such a violent game where like you're just running around on swords.
Oh yeah.
You're not afraid to call a dude out and say he's weak for getting taken out by a ref. But also, if you're taken out by a ref, weak as shit.
Try explaining hockey to like an immigrant.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? I chase a black thing on ice with a stick. Okay. You're on ice, you're gonna fall. No, I have knives that are attached to my
they're
shoes.
holding me up.
They're attached to my shoes, and I cut through the ice in a forward motion.
Also, this weird L-shaped stick that I use to smack the puck.
And if anyone else wants to go get it, the puck, I can hit them.
Yeah, and then
I'm allowed to fight.
We're allowed to fight, but then we'll just go in the sit down for like 5 minutes, and we'll just come back.
Yeah, and if we fight again, then we get kicked out.
Yeah, then we might get kicked out of the
Maybe.
game, depending if it's a playoff game or not.
But yeah, so it's
and once upon a time, people didn't wear helmets.
and goaltenders didn't wear helmets.
Yeah.
No, but like it's the most hockey thing ever. I love it. It's and I had that experience by the way. My grandfather would tell me like, well, how can you watch hockey? I'm like, it's basically soccer, and he's like, it's not like soccer at all.
It's like field hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey is like field hockey on ice.
Oh, fuck, this was long, boys.
Not on the field.
Super Bowl umbrella. When asked if it's true that she turned down the Super Bowl halftime show in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick, Rihanna answered, "Absolutely. I couldn't dare to do that. For what? Who gains from that? Not my people. I just couldn't be a sellout. I wouldn't be an enabler."
Good for
her. There's things within that organization that I do not agree with at all. And I was not about to go and be of service to them in any way.
And this isn't just a Colin Kaepernick thing, but also the tons and tons of domestic violence cases that come up from the NFL.
Of course.
Her experience, Chris Brown, blah, 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 you get it.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's
it just reminded me of a Bill Burr bit.
No, don't do it.
I love one thing. This was like why Duke needs to be on camera. Is I loved how uncomfortable he was when he read "Our People."
Why the fuck am I? Yeah, why the fuck am I reading Rihanna?
It was like honestly good for her. But is she calling Jay-Z a sellout because Jay-Z is responsible for recruiting the music for the halftime show?
She probably is, man. She's not married.
Is there like record? I don't think it's recorded.
We got lucky, man. We got Shakira and J-Lo, which is like my ultimate porn fantasy.
It is.
Those two Latinas going at it.
Also, Pitbull's gonna be there now.
So Pitbull, is he even a musician, or does he just say Mr. Worldwide like 100 times?
Yeah, because he's Mr. Worldwide.
I mean, do you consider DJ Khaled a musician?
No, not at all.
He's another one.
He's a DJ. He's a DJ. He just puts songs together.
Just talking to the jokes today, like you're no focus.
What did you say?
I said he's another one.
All right. Next one. I'm trying to load up. My computer froze.
Man. Fuck you.
Flop 5. Yeah, flop 5. It's because I want to say it. There's the new starting 5 for the Knicks looks horrible.
Or awesome.
It's
You're supposed to ask for our impression.
Did you see the video I sent you?
Alfred Payton, RJ Barrett.
Look at the video.
I'm trying to see Marcus Morris Sr., Julius Randle, who's okay, and Robinson. Right, Mitchell Robinson's pretty good.
Wait,
but
I'm gonna
this
send you
team is
something.
not going to win many games.
Well, it depends. If RJ Barrett is like the previous best third overall NBA pick, then it won't matter because RJ Barrett will be the second coming of Michael Jordan. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think his game will take a little bit to develop, and these are not the guys that help him develop it.
Not at all.
I do think he'll be good enough to start attracting talent, and like it's okay. So I love making fun of the Knicks because it's awesome.
Yeah.
But Alfred Payton is not an incompetent point
You
guard.
go. Open that video I just sent you.
Julius Randle was a starter for the Lakers. He was a very solid player.
It's also a weak
role
East.
player for the New Orleans.
It's a weak East. I can see them winning 42 games.
Yeah, which
You
is
know?
fine.
Like, I can see
you're
them
not
even
expecting
kind
them
of-
to do much right
No,
this year.
not
So
at all.
as long as they're moving in the right direction, they have. I thought they made the best possible draft pick at 3. They got RJ Barrett. That's
Okay,
what
guys,
turns out.
watch this. Okay, ready?
Fucking amazing.
But watch how it happened. Watch, and then he gets in his face. Marcus Morris. See, look, he kind of elbows him.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with Marcus Morris at all.
Oh, okay, whatever. That's
But
it.
it's yeah, Marcus Morris can do that because no one's ever.
Look at this! Look at
thought
this!
that.
Look at this!
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
So how many wins this season, you guys think?
25.
25? I'm gonna go 40.
Maybe, because I don't think it's that bad. But they'll find a way to nick it up.
East, I want to say, 28-30. I'm going to say 30.5 is your over-under.
They'll start with they'll end with the highest odds to get the first overall pick and pick 5th.
Full of shit. The Long Island Gulls forfeited a game after 10 of their players got suspended for the season. The suspensions were related to an incident that took place where a group of players went topless.
Yeah.
By the way, it says topless. And shit on opposing players' bags in their locker room.
And this coming
They were
after the
topless and
coach
shitting, man.
was suspended for, was it a year or 2 years or something, for being a complete dick to previous time he coached? This is
What
this is a
league?
fun
What
one.
league are the Long Island Gulls in?
Our new favorite hockey league. I'll
Yeah.
fucking tell you that.
Yeah. So how good is it that they shit in the bags though? How hockey is that?
It's as hockey as Reeves going
How
off on
hockey
McCain.
is it? It's as hockey as putting chewing tobacco in your mouth as you're playing the sport.
As hockey as bringing a rotting octopus to the arena, hoping to throw it on the ice.
Hoping for one scenario that is very rare to throw on the ice.
That was it.
You guys are fucking crazy.
What
man.
about Florida? They threw rats, but they were fake
But it's
rats.
also Florida.
It's also Florida.
So like, if they threw real rats,
So they would throw.
they're
fake-
all on bath salts anyway.
No,
So.
but I remember those old videos of the Panthers with the rats. I don't know why rats, but they would throw all those. It was all fake rats, except for like
It
some
was
guys
related
would,
to-
some guys would throw real
They
rats.
had
out there.
because they had a rat infestation in the locker room early when they first started the team.
So that's how it
Because
started.
the place is a dump, like where they play.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, nobody goes there.
No. But yeah, so
Even though they're gonna have a really good team this year.
I still think the waffles is the best throwing on ice thing ever.
Waffles.
Yeah, you remember that?
No.
It was Toronto, with the Toronto specifically, but then the Vancouver Green guys were throwing waffles everywhere. Eggo waffles. No.
Oh, okay.
I vaguely remember that.
Okay, yeah.
But now we have to worry
Sounds
about
like
what
that.
the fans of the Long Island Gulls will throw. On
What
the
league are
ice.
they in? What league are they in?
I'm trying to figure it out. They're in like 4 or 5 different leagues.
Okay,
I
so
figured
they're
out
one of those.
organization.
You gotta be on the show though.
No, they're one of those shitty drinking things. Fuck them. Useless. One more time.
The last segment, we're supposed to decipher something?
Yeah. Do you have it, Eagle?
You literally said you were going to
I
come up
have
with
it, but you don't have the image on the screen, so no one can see.
So
Why don't I just get the image?
So I know what most of the stuff means. I have to see it again, and I'll be able to remember. But you guys, I want you guys to tell me what this tweet says by Keith Kincaid, the backup goalie to the Montreal Canadiens after they won their game this week.
No, it's not the right
That's
one.
not the same one, Eagle.
What does it say?
Figure it out. Eagle, figure the fuck is shit out.
Which one of you did the script this week?
This guy.
Not me.
I don't know. I don't know if you saw the picture he posted.
It's
but
in the messenger. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
It's a sign.
There you
It's a
go.
sign that was up at an opponent of Michigan State,
Yeah,
and
what
it
did it say?
said the only lead Michigan State will have is in their water.
Lead.
Yeah.
But in the
Yeah,
sign.
I get it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
before I put this up, who's going to be doing the attempt to describe
Duke and
it?
I'll do it.
Duke and I are
I'll
gonna do it. We're gonna play off each other. And figure it out.
Okay.
Duke and Pease. Yeah.
When I get stuck, you take over.
Okay, do you guys want to do it one at a time so you don't hear each other? Or you guys want to tag team it?
Tag
Nah,
team,
we're
tag
good.
team.
We're good. We're brothers. We know how to tag team.
All right,
It
let's
was
do
Golden Gate before.
All right, it's there.
Let's go and get this shit.
All right. Keith Kincaid.
Okay,
great
so
tweet,
he
by the way.
says go Habs
So-
go. The Habs
Okay.
are the Montreal Canadiens.
No, so
and he is celebrating their victory.
So let me give some background to this. Keith Kincaid, he always tweets after games, like kind of like after wins, and he has an emoji specifically for specific players.
Okay.
Okay.
So get the W on this wild Saturday night in the 6.
The 6 is Toronto.
Yes.
Drake taught me that.
Yes.
M and Saints, M and Quebec, M and Drouin probably. I think it's Drouin. Each tallying 1 goal and 1 Apple probably assist.
Apple's an assist. Yeah.
White dude with blonde
No,
hair.
you're wrong already because what it is the M stands for Meg Ryan. She's fucking Drew Brees. Drew Brees not playing. He's got a lot of time. He watched the Canadians game while fucking Meg Ryan.
So the M, I think, stood for each tallying 1 goal.
Because so M is probably Domi. M is probably Max Domi.
I think it is. Wait, go to that. Eagle, go to the score of that game. I'll go, actually.
And who's the fleur de lis?
I'd say Drouin is probably Fleur and I would think that the blonde dude is probably
Okay, continue.
Kakanyemi.
Continue the rest.
Who are the 3-point night?
No, don't do that. Finish it first, and we'll go through it and we'll tell you what's what. I remember that.
Okay,
Go.
so Duke had a 3-point night. One rocket ship, and he ate 2 apples, painting
No, it's a goal.
and getting more fireworks this year.
And what's the next one?
A hard drive with a
It's not
big
a hard
piece
drive.
of
It's
shit.
not a hard drive. I think it's an ashtray.
Ashtray with a big piece of shit. Fireworks.
Adding apples.
Adding apples.
Are
Smoking rockets in Finland.
Okay, Finland's probably Kokenemi. That's we
With-
know
with,
that's
uh,
Kokenemi.
No, it's not.
With
No?
the lone shootout.
Okay.
But it's not just a shootout.
With the
shoot out fireworks.
Okay, so we're almost. Oh, okay. And continue going.
Cheetah with the lone we went to Viney.
Yeah. Cheetahs.
It's us.
Yeah.
It's us. With the lone shootout. Dollars with 32 saves.
Okay.
Sealing the deal. in
Okay,
the
so
shootout.
I'm gonna tell you which ones are players. So
At blockade, by the way,
dollar,
genius.
the
Twitter
dollar,
handle.
the Finland flag, the cheetah, the rocket, the hand painting, the little guy, the fleur de lis, and the M are all players. Who are they?
Fully is Join because he's the main
No,
Quebecer.
it's not.
The dollar sign's price, obviously.
Yes, money. They call him money. Money with 30.
And the Finland flag, I was thinking is Kokenemi, but you're saying no.
It's not Kotkaniemi. He has one waiting for Kotkaniemi, but it's not this one. This one, this one's Lehkonen. Yeah. The rocket, I don't know who it is. I completely forgot.
Morris Richard.
No, the other one, the cheetah is Byron because
Rocket might be Gallagher.
No, Gallagher is the little emoji, the little boy.
The man.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rocket might be Drouin.
No, Drouin is the hand draw.
Who's the fleur de lis?
What the fuck does
The
that?
hand drawing is
Oh,
Drouin.
Drew.
Drew. They call him Drew. So and the little thing on the right side, you guys said is an ashtray. That's a petri dish.
Oh my
Petri,
god.
But who's the fleur de lis?
That's what I'm trying to remember now.
Drew Brees. Fucking McRyan.
Yeah, probably. Who was the flower? There's anyway. I'll get it for you.
Thank you, Terry, for everything you've done today. Although it wasn't much.
I got this.
Thank you, Barcelona, for giving Terry to deal with. Thank you, Eagle, for returning, and Duke as well.
Let's get the fuck out of here, boys.
Listening to Hot Sauce Sports.
You just stopped.
Yeah.
Sometimes, man.
You're supposed to know when to drop it. Oh, that's awesome.
All right, time to go eat.
You've been listening to Hot Sauce Sports. You've been listening to Hot Sauce Sports. You've been listening to Hot Sauce Sports.